Only technically.
Technically. That door is open. I'm going to go close that. My new camera is pointed at such an angle that I can actually see the door.
There we go. I'm watching you close your door. Right.
Hello, and welcome to this final boss fight Nerd Night stream of Arkham Horror. The horrors are so horrifying that everybody else has run off, and I'm joined just by Geoff.
Hello.
Who has to be here because he owns the game.
It's my game.
And I have to be here because it's my stream, and Tanny is back in the chat because we can never escape.
No. Hi, Tanny.
Hi.
Tanny rocking the VIP look there.
Yep, rocking the diamond. And I should message Sammy. Actually, Tanny, can you message Sammy and get him in here? Because he should be in here.
Why should Sammy be in here?
Why not?
That's fair. And tell him to drag Maddie along as well if he can.
Maddie's in school.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hence why we need to last this for about 2 hours so that she can get home from school.
Right, so we'll continue vamping for another 10 minutes, shall we?
Yeah, get him in the stream, so chatting, like, so that we've got people to talk to. I mean, get him in the Discord with you if you want, but he should also be watching the stream. So last time, if memory serves me...
Yes.
He's busy. Bugger.
Previously on Arkham
Horror, Sammy's doing things. No, we investigated a haunted little town.
I mean, if you've been keeping up with the tweets over the past few weeks, you should know exactly what we've been doing.
And then we found a gribbly, horrible, monstrous creature within a back room somewhere.
Indeed, we did.
And it tried to eat our face off. And,
yes.
And we said no thank you.
Although I'm not entirely sure it didn't succeed, to be honest.
And so then, this time, what the fuck's happening?
Well, there's a bit more to explain from what happened last time. So
okay, continue.
We met the gribbly horror called... it was Silas Bishop. He was an inhabitant of Dunwich, but he got horribly mutated through stuff, and he turned into a big gribbly monster.
Through arcane pokings.
By his brother Seth, I believe it is.
That sounds about right.
In preparation for a summoning ritual of stuff we don't want to know about, they'd kidnapped a bunch of people.
Yes.
3 professors, or 2 no, it was 3 professors in the
3 professors, our friends.
One from the Miskatonic University.
Yep.
2 from right under our noses on the Essex County Express.
Yep.
And 2 of the local townsfolk, Zebulon Whately and Earl Sawyer. And they were all huddled together in this hidden chamber, waiting to have their guts torn out. Along
with Simon, the police officer, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he came with us, but he managed to get himself kidnapped along the way.
We turned our back at one point. Simon wandered off.
Yes.
You know how these things work.
So we managed to banish the creature, Silas Bishop, but we weren't quick enough to save Earl Sawyer or Dr. Henry Armitage. Our dear professor friend has sadly bit the dust.
Tanny will be right back. They need a cup of tea.
He beat the horror once, but it was too much for him a second time, and he died. On the plus side,
we just weren't fast enough, Geoff.
We weren't. No, well. Also, the fact that we had a nasty card right outside the room that caused us to take a horror every time we landed on it. So our usual tactic of going in there, damaging it, and coming out again didn't quite work in the end.
Yeah, we got some bad luck.
Yep. On the plus side, Zebulon Whately survived.
Yay.
Francis Morgan survived.
Yay.
Warren Rice survived, so he saved some of them.
And Simon the police officer.
And Simon the police, more importantly, yes. And they gave us a present. They gave us the powder of Ibn Ghazi, which we gave to Ashcan Pete.
Yep.
Which will come into play in this scenario. So,
seeing things unseen.
Yes, there's a reason for that, which will come up in a moment. So, would you like me to read out the text for this adventure? No. Here we go. Scenario 5. Undimensioned and Unseen. I love the title, really. Let's just stop for a moment and appreciate the title. Undimensioned and Unseen. Your search of the village of Dunwich has uncovered a number of documents, journal entries, and esoteric theories. Reading through these materials leaves you exhausted and emotionally drained. Most of the content was written by a single source, a man named Seth Bishop. When you ask around town, you learn that Seth is a citizen of Dunwich. Along with several others, Seth had witnessed firsthand the devastation wrought by the events of the Dunwich Horror, which is a really good book, and everybody should go and read it right now. We will wait for you.
No, we won't. It'll take them a long time, Jeff.
Or we could get the audiobook from Amazon. It takes...
even just sourcing the book.
Okay. You can get it online. I can point you to the website where it's literally a web page online. You can read it.
Maybe after the stream. Go away and come back for next time.
Yeah. The Dunwich Horror, as Armitage has dubbed the incident. Curiously, since that time, very few people had seen Seth around town, and those who did claimed his eyes had been bloodshot and his face sweaty and pale.
Seth was the guy that did the poking, or the big gribbly monster?
Seth was not the big gribbly monster, that was Silas.
Silas was the gribbly monster. Seth was the one that poked Silas.
Sam was the man with a stick.
Cool.
You don't doubt that someone who has seen what Seth has would appear nervous or paranoid. But the more you read of his frantic and unhinged writings, the more you believe he is involved in recent events. His writings speak of having gathered the remains, and of using arcane methods to imbue the Father's essence into other creatures, and eventually into other people.
I have questions.
The explanations and diagrams that follow are unfathomably complex and defy understanding.
Okay.
Yes, would you like to discuss this?
Why would you poke things you don't understand?
Because you want to understand, you want the power, you want to bring about the end of the world as we know it. There's any number of reasons.
None of those are good reasons.
I didn't say they made sense.
Fair point.
Yep. Before you are able to find Seth and confront him, several men and women from this village approach you in a panic. "It's back!" one of them wails in a high-pitched voice. You recognise him as Curtis Whately of the Undercade branch. "Whatever it was that killed them prize, it's back! Up and smashed the bishop's home like it were made of paper!" Curtis and the other townsfolk are clamouring amongst themselves, raising their voices in a panic. We have a choice to make.
Okay.
Do we try to calm down the townsfolk in order to learn more, or do we try to warn the townsfolk and convince them to evacuate? What are you feeling?
Warn them and convince them to evacuate.
Warn them and convince them to evacuate, very well. You warn the townsfolk that they are in grave danger, and urge them to flee Dunwich while they can. Several of them immediately heed your advice, remembering the terrible monstrosity that had previously endangered the town. Again, read the Dunwich Horror. Curtis drops to his knees in despair, sweating feverishly. "It's that thing again, ain't it? It's come back for us," Curtis stutters.
Apparently.
I hope you got some of that powder the professor had last time. We could even seen the darn thing until he sprayed it. To this day I wish I hadn't seen it at all. Something must be done to stop the monster's rampage, but if the documents you found are true, there may be more than one such creature on the loose.
Sammy says, "I hear I've been summoned by the lords of the final boss fight realm."
Hello.
Hi, yes, we want you to come and watch the stream and be awesome, because you're awesome.
Okay, there's a little bit of housekeeping before we start, so...
Okay.
Let's see, set up, got all the cards, put the locations into play. Ah, here we go. Check the number of names recorded under sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth in your campaign log. This is one of the rare scenarios where the better you do in the previous scenario, the harder it becomes, or the worse you do, the easier it becomes. To wit, if there are 4 or more names listed under Sacrifice to Yog-Sothoth,
Okay.
set 2 copies of Brood of Yog-Sothoth aside out of play, then remove the final 3 copies of Brood from the game. If there are exactly 3 names listed, put 1 copy of Yog-Sothoth into play in Cold Spring Glen, and set 2 copies of Brood aside out of play, then remove the final 2 copies from the game.
Okay.
If there are exactly 2 names listed, put 1 copy of Brood in Cold Spring Glen, set 3 copies of Brood aside, and put the final copy out of play. If there are 1 or fewer names listed, so this is the golden run, put 1 copy of Brood into play at Cold Spring Glen, put 1 copy of Yog-Sothoth into play at Blasted Heath, then put the final 3 copies of Brood of Yog-Sothoth aside out of play.
Okay.
We scored 2 names under Sacrifice, so we have 1
1 at Cold Spring Glen.
and 3 out of play.
Yay.
Anything else?
Yes, you have a little diamond scar.
Yeah, you're a very important person.
You are a very important person, which means you get to speak basically anywhere.
Yay!
The only place you can't speak is in the mods only room.
Cool. Another bit of housekeeping. We've been fighting these demonic forces for how long now, do you think?
Oh, a few weeks.
Few weeks. We've had trains going through dimensions. We've had universities with mad experiments running through them.
I mean, at least a day.
It's taken its toll on us. In the last game, Zoe Samaras was knocked out and horrified, so she begins this game with 1 damage and 1 horror.
Okay.
Jenny Barnes got whiff of some leads about her sister, but was unable to follow them up, so she starts this game with 1 horror.
Oh, well, that's not very nice.
No. Also, we have an extra weakness card in our decks.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Anything else? So let's ready our guys up. So shuffle everything, draw 5 cards, usual rules apply. Weaknesses, redo weaknesses.
Oh, hey, I got a weakness.
I've got 2 weaknesses.
So I got hypochondria.
Yeah, you can send that back into your deck and reshuffle your deck. I'm gonna drop. Sorry, I'm gonna leave those 2 out. I'm gonna drop that one. I dropped that one. No, it spawned 3 resources on me. I didn't want it to do that. I wanted to drop that.
Oh.
Let's draw another 2. Yes! Yes! Yes!
Did things go well over there, Geoff?
The first time ever. Oh, I've waited for you for so long. Anyway, I need to do up Rex's. No, that's changed team. That's not changed colour.
Don't change team. Same team, Geoff.
Do you want to change colour? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Geoff, you'll be happy to know I have the dynamite.
Cool. What have we got here? Yeah, we can. That's good. That's good. Cool.
So in other exciting news, guys, I have a new web camera now.
Woo!
It is a Logitech C920 HD webcam. It came in a box that looks like this, because this is the box for it.
Let me just shuffle up the encounter deck.
Which means that I have a proper HD webcam now.
Let's shuffle up that deck. Okay, one other thing we need to do. Oh yes, we need to read off the agenda and the act card.
I'll do that.
I think we're good to start then. Okay.
Reports of terrifying entities wreaking havoc across the countryside have caused the citizens of Dunwich to panic. Worse, the creatures seem to be invisible to the naked eye. Forced. At the end of the enemy phase, Move each brood of Yog-Sothoth once towards a random location. 5 doom.
5 doom.
Saracenic script. The creatures tearing through Dunwich County are immune to traditional weapons. Well, fuck. Only by reciting a particular incantation can the creatures be defeated. First, you must search the ruins of Wilbur Whately's house in order to find the final sections of the otherworldly script. Objectives. Only investigators at Whately Ruins may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance.
Oh, yes.
It is 2 per investigator.
So we require 8 clues.
So we need 8 clues.
Do you want to know the really bad news? Please read a description of the brood.
Massive. Brood of Yog-Sothoth gets 1+ health and cannot be damaged or attacked except by using the ability on esoteric formula. Oh! Great!
And, technically, we can't even see them, they're invisible.
Wonderful! It's a massive invisible monster that we can't see or hurt. And it has +4 health.
Yes. So
at the moment, are we at Dunwich Village?
yeah, let's open up Dunwich Village.
It's always a relief to get clear of the place and to follow the narrow road around the base of the hills and across the level country beyond till it rejoins the Aylesbury Pike. Afterward, one sometimes learns that one has been through Dunwich.
I love that. One sometimes learns that one has been through.
I get the feeling that Dunwich is a small, shitty little town.
Yes, I think that would be a fair...
It's the kind of town that you drive past a few houses and then you're like, is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. Do you want to open it up? Let's have a look what we got.
Okay, so we can resign.
Good, that's a good thing.
We can take an action to hide from the monsters.
That's the resign action, yep.
We can take an action to move a brood of Yog-Sothoth enemy once towards Dunwich village. Because you can ring the church bells and that may draw monsters towards the village if you are brave enough to face them.
It also has 3 clues and a shroud value of 2.
It does have both of those things. Tanny is back and Tanny has tea.
Way! So, do you want Jenny to be lead investigator again?
It seems to be going well for Jenny to be the lead investigator, so...
Okay, so who do we want to go
Sure.
first? Because there are 3 clues here.
Well, I mean... Rex is investigator Foo.
Yeah.
So I get the feeling that either Rex or Ashcan Pete are where it's at.
I think so, yes.
Because... I mean, Jenny Barnes is good, but she's not great at that old...
And Zoe
investigating.
Zoe can't really investigate for Toffee.
Yeah.
Let's go fly in other directions.
It's not either of our strong suits.
Okay, so what are you thinking?
I think you take Rex first, and you see how many of these clues you can scoop up.
On it. So let's see what we've got. I could try and do that straight away. Okay, so my first action is going to be to take a read.
Okay.
My second action is going to be to meet my new friend, Dr. Milan Christopher.
Hello.
Who gives me +1 on book, so that's 5 book, and that's a shroud of 2. So 5 versus
2.
Okay. That is a skull, which in this one is -1 for each brood of Yog-Sothoth in play. There's only
So -1.
So that's 4 plays 2.
Still a bigger number.
And because I succeeded by 2 or more, I discover an extra clue at my location.
And because you succeed on investigating, you gain a resource, because Milan Christopher writes a book about it.
Yay! And for my that's my third action. But before I finish, I can't do that one yet. So yeah,
Before I finish, not
my
this.
turn. Not this. That's my turn.